I know what's ahead. I could feel the future.
From a producer of Top Gun Maverick and based on the award-winning novels by Isaac Asimov comes the next Apple TV Plus streaming event.
Empire and our foundation headed for war.
This could change everything.
The Foundation is a threat to my empire. We will destroy them.
We are taking the planet!
Foundation, the new season, streaming July 14th, only on Apple TV Plus.
Came out a little over a day ago, Mission Impossible.
I saw it a couple days ago. If you like action, it's right up your alley.
Yeah.
It's great.
See, I love the part where Benji, he's basically Tom Cruise's sidekick. Simon Pegg in the movie, like the last one in Fallout.
Right? Yes, right. Are you sure? Yes, I'm... No, it's left. Turn left. Sorry, I had the screen lock on. What are you waiting for? I'm jumping out a window. What do you mean you're jumping out of a... Oh, sorry, I had it in 2D. Good luck.
But it keeps pace. It keeps pace with that other one. With Fallout?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's action.
Yeah.
It's nothing but action. It's unbelievable.
Well, the guy that was just in that clip, Simon Pegg, he popped in yesterday before everybody all went on strike.
Yeah, we were really lucky that producer Cheese was able to book him beforehand, because it wouldn't happen because they all walked out of theaters during premieres recently. They're done.
Yeah, they can't do anything because of the after SAG thing that's going on. So, yeah, good thing he came in yesterday. And he was everywhere in the last day, and that's what we said with Simon Pegg, who's Benji in the Mission Impossible movies. So we were like, you are all over the place, Simon.
Well, we just want to get this film out. I'm so proud of this movie, not least because it took us 3 years to make. We started out in the midst of you-know-when, and kind of wrote the rule book on how to make a film during a you-know-what. I'm trying not to mention COVID.
I don't think it'll come back.
It's not going to come back.
Yeah, if you say the word, I don't think it's coming back today.
It's like Candyman. If you say it 3 times, you get it. The word came up quite last minute. Hey, do you want to go to Chicago? And I was like, yes,
You've been here often, right?
Yeah, but I'm always in and out, and I'm going to have a day off here, which is nice.
Okay, good.
We arrived yesterday, went straight out for pizza, obviously. I know it's a cliche, but my God, it stands.
What'd you think?
Yeah.
I went to a place called Pequod's.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Oh,
Pequod's. Oh, man, that's the place to go.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
it
so
absolutely
happy.
is. And that crust that's like, kind of charred up.
And I remember from the first time I came in and had deep dish here, I saved a bit for the morning, so I specifically ordered a bigger one.
Okay.
So
what were your toppings? That's very
I
crucial.
had anchovies, olives, and jalapenos.
Get out of here.
Sorry, goodbye.
Well, it's nice talking to Simon Pegg. But, hey, you can throw anything. Look at a Chicago hot dog, for God's sake.
Right, exactly.
There's a muffler that's thrown into that hot dog. Doesn't matter what, you can throw anything you want.
I just like the salty little fishes, and I find pineapple is a weird one for me. When I see people have pineapple,
You like
that freaks
all
me
the
out.
toppings that everyone's going, what?
Yeah.
We have to ask you, Simon
Go on.
Pegg. This is the very first thing that we're going to ask you, all right? How sick are you of people asking you about Tom Cruise doing stunts? It's got to be just relentless.
No joke, man. We felt bad for you. Saw a lot of videos of just want to see what kind of guy you are,
Yeah.
And you're a great guy, obviously very pleasant. And we're like, we feel bad for this guy.
Because nobody's talking to you. They're always asking about, and no offense to Tom Cruise. I mean,
No.
obviously you're very tight with the guy.
It's
but
true.
We're talking to you. We're not talking to Tom Cruise.
But the thing is, Tom doesn't really kind of engage on that level because he doesn't have to now, because he's Tom Cruise. And everybody wants to be the authority on Tom Cruise. Everybody wants to be the expert. So I'm like, I get the questions on what's he like? What's this like? What's that?
Yeah.
We want to know about Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
I saw the movie yesterday, and tell me if you agree with me
Go.
on this. I think this is a movie that, for people who've never seen, if they've never seen any Mission Impossible movie, they can watch this and be just as entertained as anybody that's ever seen the series. Am I right?
100%, yeah.
It's unbelievable. It was such an action-packed movie.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was impressed. And the funny thing is here, I don't want to say this because Sherman's going to jump in.
I have not seen
He
it.
didn't get to see it, okay? Because he
All
has
right.
kid obligations, which I'm sure you understand.
Of course, yeah.
Now, the thing why he's going to love this movie, he's a tough critic, brother.
Yeah.
A tough critic. And the reason why he's going to love it is because of the lack of CGI.
Oh, yes.
Am I right?
Yeah.
That's great.
He hates that more than anything.
Obviously, you're going to have some. You're going to need some. But, no offense, if you like Marvel movies, that's great. It's just not my thing because it's so overly done.
He's going to love this
CGI.
movie.
You have to suspend your disbelief a lot. CG is a wonderful tool. It lets us go anywhere. But Tom's thing is all about authenticity. And he wants to be... he wants to be doing the stunt because as an actor, he can carry on acting through the stunt. When sometimes you see a stunt man and you think, that's not Gene Hackman, because Gene Hackman's a good actor. and that guy's waving his fist like an amateur in Superman 2. I'm thinking, that's what even as a kid, I thought, that's not Gene Hackman.
Yes.
And then he just knows that the audience will feel more of a thrill if they know that this is actually happening. So yes, he rode up. The only CG in that scene is that we had to kind of like make the ramp look like a mountain, because he couldn't really ride the bike off an actual mountain, because it would have to be, geometrically exact, and the terrain would have to be really flat. So yes, it was a ramp, but he base jumped off a motorbike into a mountain off a cliff.
It's unbelievable.
Death was possible.
Matter of fact, when I saw the movie, for the people that were in there, as soon as that scene happened, as soon as he went off, it was nothing but gasps. Like,
yeah.
It was really crazy. It was intense, man.
And then he delivers a line as he's falling. He was mic'd, and he delivers a line in free fall. And when I see free fall, it's not like when you jump out of a plane. This is less than 1,000 feet, and he's making a funny. And, I love the guy. He's just, who else does that?
When something like that happens, they're like, okay, if he dies, what are we going to do? Like, it's a good possibility.
Well, go home, obviously.
Okay, just go home.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We do it on the first day, just so we don't waste any film, just in case. I would obviously immediately step up and do all the stuff myself. But yeah, it's an ever a sort of present sense of worry when he does those things. And I've been there for a lot of the big ones, when he was on the side of the plane, when he was hanging off the Burj Khalifa. And there's always just a slight sense of like, what if this goes wrong?
Yeah.
Simon, you have a daughter, am I right?
I do.
What is it like? What are the challenges being a movie star father? Because I'm assuming you were away from your family for a long time while doing this?
Yes. Well, I try and never be away for longer than like 3 or 4 weeks if I can.
Okay.
FaceTime is an amazing thing. I'm so glad that exists now, because, we stay in contact. She understands. She knows. I remember when I was...
How old is she?
She's 14 now.
Does she brag about Dad to her friends?
I think she does. She's very cool about it. Like, she's not...
She's used to it?
Yeah, she's a big movie fan. So she's like, she's aware of it. She likes that I do it. She loves Tom. She gets on really well with Tom. When she was very little, she used to call Tom the blanket guy. Because I had to go away to do Ghost Protocol. She was about 2, and I said, babe, I got to go away. I'm going to work with Tom Cruise. And she's like, who's that? And I said, do you remember that really nice blanket we got for Christmas? It was from him. And she went, oh, right, the blanket guy.
The blanket guy.
So she referred to him as the blanket guy for the first part of her life. And then gradually, visiting set, and he really loves her. And he's so kind of, he always gives her time, and they chat and they talk about movies. And now, of course, she's like, I want to see all Tom's movies.
She not being a teenager to you? I have a 13-year-old boy right now.
Oh, you do?
He's going through that stage. So I don't know if that affects you, because, you're gone quite often. So maybe they're happy to see you when you're gone and come back.
And also they have to, on an evolutionary level, they have to rebel against us. We have to accept that, and we have to be flattered by it.
Yeah.
And the fact is, back in the day when humans first appeared, the terrain changed so much that one generation to the next, the way of surviving would be different. So we are evolutionarily programmed to rebel against our parents. It's not personal.
That's true.
See, now I feel better that my son hates me. I feel so much better.
You're doing something right.
You've helped me. Look at you. You're my therapist, Simon Pegg.
Hey, Simon, we are a classic rock radio station. Now, when I look at you,
yes,
at first glance, if I just saw you on the street, I wouldn't think you were a movie star. You look like a rock star to me. Do you have any classic rock favorites?
Yeah, I would say I was more of an 80s kid, so I was hair metal was inflicted on me.
As were we. Yeah, as were we.
So at college days, like Bon Jovi and all those guys, who when you reappraise were far more musically credible than they seemed. Do you know what I mean? Some of those songs are absolute bangers.
I don't know the guy's name, but you kind of look like the brother of the guy who plays guitar for Def Leppard.
Oh, really?
Phil, Phil, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You kind of look like
Def
him.
Leppard, one of the greatest drummers of all time.
Yes.
Rick Allen, yeah.
My God, Rick with his, his feet and that one arm of his, just absolutely mind-blowing.
Hey, Simon, when I left the movie theater,
yeah,
what do you think the first thing I Googled was? I'll give you 3 guesses. There's one thing I immediately searched out.
Was it anything to do with AI?
No. It involved one of your co-actors.
Was it Haley Atwell?
Bingo.
See, now
the first thing I Googled was, is she married?
Okay, see, now you come off like a perv.
No,
Tingle.
I'm not. She is absolutely stunning. I've never seen her before, and I was captivated by her.
Yeah,
it was
she's
unbelievable.
magnetic.
Is she nice?
She's wonderful. Haley's engaged. Sadly.
I know, I saw that and I was pissed.
You're married.
I know, but in case my wife told me, she goes, hey, if I die, you can have
all right. She's on
Haley.
Do you have a list of people like
it was Selma Hayek and what's her name? Sofia Vergara on top, and now she's moved up there.
Do you know who my wife has on her top of her list?
Who's that? Wait, can you give us like a hint?
He's a lot older than me.
Gene Hackman.
No. Musical guy.
Musical Sting.
No.
Wow.
One of the most influential and amazing songwriters
British
of all time.
or American?
British.
Oh.
Still alive. Used to be
Clapton?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Okay.
She loves Macca. She's like, hey, if he comes up and says, hey, Maureen, want to come out for a drink?
You're done.
Now, who's on your list?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. Smart man.
I'm too much of a Beatles fan not to pass up the chance.
That's great.
Well, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Phenomenal movie, man. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Load
man.
of
Thank
action.
you.
It is out now. Obviously, we got to wait till Part 2. Do you know about the date when maybe that would come out?
Part 2 should be next year.
Next year?
And the great thing about this film, I think, the thing that Tom and McHugh really wrestled with was how to make a Part 1 not feel like a short change. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes when you get to the end of certain Part 1s, you think, oh, wait, I've got... you feel slightly kind of bummed out. With this film finishes. It has a story and it ends, but the story will continue in Part 2. So
it is man versus technology.
yeah,
Am I right?
And you won't have to wait too long. We've already shot 40% of it, and it's already more crazy than the Part 1.
Outstanding.
All right. Well, now we have something to do. We have something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Benji Dunn.
Benji Dunn. Is Benji Dunn? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Simon. We appreciate
Simon
you.
Pegg.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, this is international man of mystery, Simon Pegg, and you're listening to Sherman and Tingle on 97.1 FM, The Drive, Chicago's classic rock.